We're currently living in a world where gas prices are through the roof, you can't get kids Tylenol anywhere, and interest rates keep going up. We have to keep fighting it. Well, in this video, we're gonna give you 3 tips on how to fight it without a lightsaber. If you bought a home in the last 2 years, chances are you went with a variable rate. I mean, why wouldn't you? It's basically like free money. But chances are, with these interest rates increasing, your payment has either been increasing or your payment has stayed the same and your interest portion is increased until it reaches what we call a trigger point, which is 100% interest. And then the bank comes to you and says, you gotta pay a lot more. Your monthly payment has gone up significantly. There are stories out there of people that as the interest rates have gone up, their payments have gone up by almost $1,000 per month. $1,000 a month. That's huge. So huge that we have to start thinking about how in the world do we avoid paying $1,000 more than what we had paid before? How do we do it? So let's get started. Tip number 1, get ahead of it. If you can afford $200 to $300 more a month that's in your budget, start putting it towards your bank. Call your bank and say, hey, I'm gonna use my prepayment privileges and I'm gonna start applying that to my principal only portion. Hopefully what that means is that your principal goes down, even if it's by $200 a month, and your interest then on top of that remaining balance is less, and it takes you just that slight bit longer to hit your trigger rate, or it reduces your monthly payment just by that much. Tip number 2, if you've got some money that you've been saving for a rainy day, well, guess what? This is your rainy day. See if you can take some of that and put it towards the principal portion of your mortgage. Your balance is lower, your interest is therefore lower, and your payment is lower. Remember that these are short-term solutions. We're not doing long-term in this videos. I guess the long-term is easy, change your variable to a fixed. But the thought process is that variable, because it tends to fluctuate, that it should go down by at least the end of 2023. And so you should be able to capitalize on why you went variable in the first place. Tip number 3, budgeting. And I know what you're thinking. Well, duh, Haroon, what do you think I've been doing this whole time? Okay, I hear you, but did you know that a lot of utility providers have on-peak and off-peak rates, meaning they charge you different rates depending on the time of day that you use them in? So find out if you're on that time of day billing cycle, and if you're not, then get on it. I know people that have saved $200 by just doing their laundry, hosing down their pet Chewbacca, taking their baths during off-peak times. $200 a month. You could take that money and put it towards your principal mortgage. Bob's your uncle, right? These are 3 tips that'll guide you through the tumultuous times of rising interest rates and high inflation. If you have any other tips that you've come across, drop them in the comments below. This has been Haroon's Views.